What is happening, people? It is Brian Alsruhe, NEVERsate.com, and today we're taping a video. We don't tape videos anymore. We don't tape videos, we record videos.
Shame on to take the video, right?
Yeah, I'm taping. Hey, can I borrow some of that? Because I'm ripped. You're welcome, internet. The reason why we were doing this video is because my deadlift was stuck to the floor for a very long time. And most likely that's because I wasn't strong enough. But for probably like 99% of people, if you have problems with the deadlift off the floor, it's a problem with your technique, your setup, your bracing, or your form, something like that. It is almost never a strength issue. Since most people don't like to address the actual issue and just like to throw extra things at it, we got 2 exercises for you guys to try that you probably never tried before that help my deadlift breaking it off the floor a ton, so hopefully you guys can apply it to your own training and it will help you guys out. But when I'm talking about exercises, I'm not talking about just the normal things that you could ask any gym goer what they did to help their deadlift off the floor, like stiff-legged deadlifts, deficit deadlifts, snatch grip deadlifts, front squats, those types of things. I'm not talking about regular gym exercises. I'm talking about things that you're probably not incorporating into your training currently, but maybe you should be. So with that said, the first exercise is gonna be the glute ham raise. Now I can already hear a bunch of you saying, well, I already do glute ham raises, and that is terrific. I'm so glad you're doing it. My contention though would be that you're probably not doing it enough. So when you think about the glute ham raise, I want you to think of it as the pull-up for your lower body. So if you're able to do pull-ups, I would encourage you to do pull-ups all the time. Doing a ton of pull-ups is a great way to add mass and strength to your body, especially in a grease the groove principle type of way, like doing them all the time like that. So if you're at work, do pull-ups. If you're on a date, do pull-ups. If you get punched in the face, punch them back, and then do pull-ups. Now if there were glute ham raises all over the place, I would tell you to do the exact same thing. However, since there are not, what I typically do is at least 50 to 100 at the end of every single lower body day. I would encourage you to do the same. Now, for all of you that are already saying, but I don't have a glute ham raise. Number one, you probably don't have a good gym, so that's something you're gonna wanna address. But then number two, don't worry about it. You don't really need a glute ham raise because you can do Nordic hamstring curls. Now, a lot of people wonder if doing some regular hamstring curls or stiff-legged deadlifts or whatever the case may be will have the same benefit as a glute ham raise or a Nordic hamstring curl. And I would have to say no, definitely no. While all those other exercises are super important for strength and mass, I think the glute ham raise and the Nordic hamstring curl kind of work your hamstring in a little bit different of a way. That is exactly why so many people get terrible cramps when they first start doing them, because you're activating the muscle in a different way than normal. New stimulus, new stress, new growth, new strength. So in order to do Nordic hamstring curls, you need to shove your ankles underneath something. Now this might require you to use your MacGyver skills, but you're gonna be able to find something in your gym that you can shove your legs under. Once you're there, you're gonna lower yourself into almost like a push-up position. Use your hands if you need to fire yourself back up, and use your hamstrings to finish the movement. Eventually you'll get to the point where you won't need to use your hands whatsoever. But if you do not have a place where you can shove your ankles under, all you need to do is have a friend hold them down. And if you're having trouble in that friend thing, you should probably work on your social skills. Grab anyone, grab anything, grab a dead cat, throw them on the back of your legs, do your Nordic hamstring curls or your glute ham raise if your gym does have access to that, but it is going to do so much for your deadlift. I'm so excited for you guys to do that. Let's move on to exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is the good morning with the safety pin set to deadlift height. But since that's a mouthful, everyone came up with the acronym of TMW PTSDLH. Come on, people, keep up. Now, setup on this one is gonna be a little bit more tricky, especially if you do not have a friend. Since we're already making progress on the whole social skills thing, that's okay. If you are like me and you don't have any friends, I find it easiest to use an SSB if you have access. Really, any type of bar that just latches over your neck will be fine. But to do this, I take a regular barbell, load it up just like with a deadlift, and I roll it over to the squat rack. Once I'm there, I put the SSB on my shoulders, and then I bend over to the start of my deadlift position. This is where friends come in handy, because if you have them, they'll be able to set the pins right there, and you won't need to do any more work. But if you're like me and you don't have any friends, then it's gonna take you a couple times setting this up to make sure that you have the height correct. But once you have that height, make sure you write down in your training journal so you won't have to do that twice. Now, the good morning has gotten a really bad rap in the past couple years because people say it's unsafe. My contention that driving's unsafe. Most people can do it without any problem at all. However, there are some idiots who drive into trees and park cars. This is coming from a dude who drove through a telephone pole, like right through it. It was moving all over the place. The biggest reason why people hurt themselves on good mornings is because they don't treat it like a normal big strength exercise, so they don't get a good breath and brace into their belly so that their body can be as strong biomechanically as possible. So learning how to properly breathe and brace is going to be of the utmost importance to keep you as safe as possible. But once you're there and you have a good brace, all you're going to do is continually push your butt back. You're not going to bend over the bar. If you bend over the bar is going to come out from over the middle of your foot, out in front of your toes, and that thing will literally fold you in half. You will get stapled to the ground. It's like a guillotine, but a little more dull. But the entire game is to continually push your butt back so that the bar stays over top of the middle of your foot, keeping you biomechanically safe. As long as you have your breathing and your bracing down, it is one of the best exercises you can possibly do for your deadlift and your squat, because if we're being honest, when you guys start messing up a squat, much like me, and you lean forward, you end up doing a good morning anyway, so it's never a bad thing to have good morninging muscles. Yeah. Now, as far as how I personally program the good morning, I do some sort of variation virtually at the end of every single squat or deadlift day. Deadlift, I'd probably say it's about 50% of the time, but every single squat day I will have some variation of a good morning, whether it be seated, the pin variation, regular good morning, something like that. I'll be doing a lot of them. So I have to mix up the rep ranges because it is stressful on your posterior chain as well as your CNS, but they can do a ton to help both your squat and your deadlift. I would highly encourage you guys start using them. All right, guys, so there you go. If you're anything like me, hopefully that will help you out. If you have some problems with your deadlift all at the floor. Like I said, mine was stuck on the floor forever. That was definitely my sticking point. But again, it was probably because I wasn't strong enough. Probably make a video on weight selection. But using these two exercises in accordance with all the other ones has helped my deadlift a ton. So I just want to share with you guys in hopes that you guys will be hitting some new PRs, doing some awesome things. Guys, I will catch up with you later in the week with more videos, but until I do go out to something amazing in your lives, keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. And I'll see you then. GMW PTSD, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLMH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLH, GMW PTSDLH.